The eve of the wedding, Owen Liu proposed accompanying his terminally ill first love to fulfill her dying wish of traveling around the world, asking me to wait for him for a month. At the same time, my mother was suddenly diagnosed with heart failure. Her only wish was to see me walk down the aisle in the wedding dress she had sewn. I begged Owen Liu desperately to stay until after the wedding ceremony. He agreed, but then eloped with Nora Sue in the middle of the wedding. Photos of the two kissing recklessly at the airport after their elopement went viral. My mother saw the news and died of shock on the spot. While they were about to fly off to romantic Paris, Nora Sue updated her WeChat moments. Did the boldest thing with the person I love most. Wish us well. Numbly holding my mother's ashes, my fingers trembled as I typed a comment. May you have a happy union for 100 years. Clara Wen, what are you being so sarcastic about? The wedding is just postponed for 7 days. It's not like it's cancelled. Nora is sick. Can't you show some compassion? Tears silently fell as she opened her mouth, forcing out a single sentence. There's no need to postpone the wedding. I want to call off the engagement, Owen Liu angrily said. Clara Wen, don't talk nonsense. You're not a child anymore. Just because I didn't show up for the wedding today, you want to break off the engagement. I responded with a simple millimeter, my tone indifferent. Yes. Owen Liu scoffed. Clara Wen, I'm not going for fun. Nora Sue doesn't have much time left. She wants me to accompany her to Paris. Is it really necessary for you to keep making a fuss about it? Throwing a tantrum over such a trivial matter? Can't you act your age and be more sensible? Does Aunt Wen know you're like this? I didn't have the strength to argue with him, so I hoarsely questioned her. Owen Liu, today is our wedding day. You promised me you would come. My mother is barely holding on despite her illness. Owen Liu's anger was instantly ignited as he interrupted me. Clara Wen, how dare you bring up Aunt Wen? Are you so desperate to marry me? To marry me? You even forged Aunt Wen's terminal illness diagnosis. How can you have the nerve to mention her? Nora has already told me everything. What more do you have to say for yourself? Listening to Owen Liu's resolute tone, tears instantly blurred my vision. Mom, it's because of a man like this that I got you killed. I really deserve to die. Owen, who are you saying is calling? The receiver was muffled, and Owen Liu gave me another warning glance. I'm telling you, Clara Wen, don't you dare use your little tantrums to threaten me. Marry or don't marry, it's up to you. As for Aunt Wen, I'll explain it to her myself. With a sharp click, I hung up the phone, tears streaming down my face. Owen Liu never called again in the following days. Nora Sue's social media updates kept coming. They went to see the cherry blossoms in Hokkaido together, watched the blue tears, and traveled to Iceland for the northern lights. I numbly handled everything related to my mother. I nodded calmly. The heartache eventually faded after hurting for so long. A few days later, he sent several messages to Mom's phone. Aunt Wen, I bought you a pearl necklace in Beihai. I hope you'll like it. I was wrong about Clara's wedding last time. I apologize to you. I hope to have your homemade sweet and sour spare ribs when I come back today. Looking at the message on the screen, tears blurred my vision. Tears kept falling uncontrollably, covering the screen with droplets. The door creaked open, and Owen Liu walked in holding a bouquet of flowers and a cake. Aunt Wen, I messaged her but she didn't reply. Clara Wen, why are you sitting on the floor? The floor is cold. You already get stomachaches easily during your period, so you need to be extra careful. Tears dripped onto the back of his hand as he spoke anxiously. Why are you crying? I'm sorry about the wedding. I didn't think it through properly. Let me apologize to you. Okay, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have lied to me about Aunt Wen either. But let's call it even. Alright, Owen Liu, not good at all. Not even a little bit. Where's Aunt Wen? She should be off work by now. I brought her a gift and was planning to surprise her. I replied coldly, no need, she doesn't want your surprise anymore. Can I apologize to Aunt Wen today? She's always been so kind to me, she surely won't blame me. 2. Yes, Mom treats Owen Liu so well, just like her own son. She takes care of him in every way. Owen Liu is my mom's student. His mother passed away from difficult childbirth right after he was born. He grew up wearing tattered clothes to school. My mom used her own salary to buy him new clothes to boost his confidence. After Owen Liu started working, she worried about him eating takeout and would specially cook meals for him. Sometimes I feel jealous because Mom treats Owen-Lu better than me, her own biological daughter. I took a deep breath, trying to calm my emotions. She won't receive any of your apology gifts. Did you hear me clearly? Owen-Lu's brows furrowed into a deep frown. Clara Wen, what childish tantrum are you throwing now? You cancelled the wedding just like that, yet I still didn't take it to heart and was willing to marry you. I've already apologized to you. What more do you want from me? Tears streaming down my face, I said, Owen-Lu, I want you to give my mother back to me. He looked at me with utter disbelief. You're completely unreasonable. I really have nothing more to say to you. Wait until Aunt Wen comes back, and I'll have her judge who's right, I sneered. She's not coming back. Owen-Lu looked at me in confusion. What are you talking about? Did Aunt Wen go there for a vacation? Clara Wen, as a daughter. Shouldn't you at least call and check on your mom when she's traveling? With that, he quickly pulled out his phone to make the call. A special notification came through, and suddenly the air grew very still. A weak voice sounded from the other end, breaking the silence. Owen, are you there? I'm alone at home and out of medicine. Can you take me to the hospital? Owen-Lu agreed without hesitation, then turned and left. I had completely forgotten about the promised phone call with my mom. After Owen-Lu left, I started packing up my things alone. I was about to leave. Owen-Lu called me out of the blue. Clara, I'm asking you, what brand of sanitary pads should I buy for a girl? Nora Sue teased from the side. No, you're cheating like this. You can't do that. Clara, you mustn't tell him. Sister Clara, as your fiancé, Owen doesn't even know this. I'll make sure to properly educate him. Don't worry, I'll definitely return a good husband to you. The rising tone at the end was full of provocation. I remained silent, but the sound of their flirtation kept coming, and my heart suddenly ached. If it were before, I would have been full of possessiveness and argued with Owen-Lu. Now I just hummed in agreement and hung up the phone directly. After that, the phone didn't ring for a long time, until the ringtone. The phone rang, and I answered it instinctively. The woman's suggestive voice came through the phone. Owen, do you love me? I do. You love me. Then why are you marrying Clara Wen? Owen-Lu spoke with doting affection. Wasn't it you who suggested trying marriage to see how it feels? If the experience goes well, then we'll be together. How could you forget your own words? So it turns out I wasn't even a substitute, just a test subject for a wedding experience. The man I loved for 10 years said I was just an experiment. How ridiculous. I couldn't listen anymore. Tears blurred my vision as I decisively hung up the phone. Then I vomited violently until my stomach was completely empty. Only then did I lie back down on the bed. Tears streamed down from the corners of my eyes, soaking the pillow. Owen-Lu didn't come home all night, and I've decided to sell my mother's house. At the real estate agency, I ran into Owen-Lu and Nora Sue. The agent greeted me warmly when they saw me. Miss Wen, you're here. I've finally waited for you to sell that house. Owen-Lu was puzzled. Which house? Before I could stop him, the agent directly revealed the address of my mom's house. Clara Wen, how dare you sell the house without Aunt Wen's permission? That house is her lifelong savings. And also, Owen-Lu wanted to say it's also our memory. The agent was left confused by us. So, are you selling or not? I said firmly, selling. It has nothing to do with him with my house. Nora Sue quickly spoke up. Owen, Sister Clara must have her reasons for selling the house. Owen-Lu curled his lips into a mocking smile. What legitimate reason could she have? She must be throwing a tantrum over what happened at the wedding last time. I'm calling Aunt Wen right now to see how she scolds you. The phone didn't connect, and Owen-Lu frowned. It's strange that Aunt Wen's phone isn't going through. Only I knew it would never connect again. Nora Sue comforted him, saying, maybe Aunt Wen is busy. You promised to look at houses with me today. I'll get angry if you don't. Owen-Lu turned his head. I'll go first. Then I'll take you home later to discuss the wedding plans again. I think it's necessary to clarify things. But let's finish the paperwork first. Owen-Lu was already about to leave, while I foolishly thought he would wait for me. I remember, he once took me to see houses and we planned together for a beautiful future. Returning home, I threw all the things prepared in advance into the fire pit in one go, including the wedding dress my mother embroidered for me. The flames mercilessly devoured everything. A furious roar suddenly erupted from behind. Clara Wen, what are you doing? Owen Lu saw the blazing brazier, a hint of nervousness flashing in his eyes. The wedding is tomorrow, and you're burning the wedding dress. His voice urgent, he reached into the brazier to retrieve the dress. Only to be deterred by the scorching heat. In the end, I could only watch helplessly as the wedding dress turned into a mass of black substance. He let out a heavy sigh, feeling an inexplicable surge of anger rise within him. As if to console himself, he spoke up, "Forget it, there's still time. I'll have someone work overnight to custom make a new one for you." A cold smirk persistently lingers at the corner of my lips. "No need." Owen Lu suddenly pulls me into his embrace. His large hands gripping my waist, he's like a cat returning from sneaking around, always quick to show me affection upon coming back. "Clara, you're still as stubborn as ever. What am I supposed to do with you?" The familiar warmth instantly overwhelmed me, making my nose sting and tears well up in my eyes. Before the tears could fall, Owen Lu let go of me. He turned to answer the phone, his expression softening instantly, a look of adoration appearing on his face. "Clara, something came up at the company. I need to head back for a bit." Without the slightest hesitation, he turned and left. I spoke hoarsely. "Are you really going to the company?" "Owen Lu, you're lying," he said calmly. A ding sounded as the message popped up. "See you at the auction later." Clara, at the auction. There was a jade bracelet that belonged to his mother, her favorite piece when she was alive. Before leaving, I wanted to take a photo of it as a keepsake. Owen Lu lowered his head and gently asked Nora Su, "Nora, it's your birthday today. What would you like?" Nora Su bit her red lips, her gaze fixed on the bracelet. "Owen, can I have that bracelet? It's so pretty." Owen Lu affectionately ruffled her hair. "All right, I'll definitely help you get it." As the auction began, Nora Su turned to look at me, her eyes filled with determination. "Miss Wen bids 1 million. Owen Lu gave me a faint glance and raised his paddle. "Mr. Lu bids 2 million. I clenched my teeth tightly, my fingers digging deep into my flesh without realizing it. "Owen Lu, do you really have to compete with me for this?" I softened my voice. "That's the only bracelet my mother left in this world. I beg you, can you let me have it?" Owen Lu frowned. "Aunt Wen is still alive. Don't talk nonsense." After so long, Nora finally found something she likes. "Could you not ruin the mood?" Nora Su timidly tugged at Owen Lu's sleeve, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "Forget it. I don't want it anymore. Owen, please don't argue with Clara because of me. It's not worth it." Owen Lu coaxed her gently, his eyes overflowing with tenderness. "You're worth it. You deserve the best things in the world. Light the sky lantern." I watched helplessly as the bracelet ended up in Nora Su's hands. Her hand slipped, and the bracelet fell to the ground with a crisp sound. Nora Su gave a provocative smile, then tearfully apologized. "Sorry, Sister Clara, my hand slipped. You can hit me, woo-woo." I froze, then numbly crouched down, reaching out to pick up the shattered bracelet fragments. My finger was cut, and blood flowed freely. Owen Lu held Nora Su in his arms, comforting her. "It's not your fault, Nora." I laughed mockingly at myself. Not her fault. So it's mine then. Owen Lu took a deep breath and then spoke. "I didn't mean it that way, Clara. Nora didn't do it on purpose. I'll have someone fix the bracelet, and I'll also explain it to Aunt Wen." Owen Lu received a call and left the tense atmosphere, while Nora Su helped me pick things up, crying as she did. The moment people left, she immediately changed her face, her voice venomous and cold. "Clara Wen, how does it feel to watch your mother's keepsakes shatter before your eyes? I faked illness on purpose to ruin your wedding. Owen loves me the most. You're the third wheel between us. You're just a clown who got her own mother killed. If I were you, I'd just die. How dare you continue living in this world?" Rage consumed my reason as a sharp slap landed on Nora Su's face. Nora Su fell to the ground, shards cutting her face as blood streamed down her cheeks. Nora Su sobbed quietly. My face. Owen Lu pushed me away violently. A sharp slap landed on my face, the burning pain making my lips split. "Clara Wen, you disgust me." Nora only broke the bracelet, yet you actually slashed her face. Anger, grievance, and a jumble of emotions intertwined, my voice trembling. "Owen Lu, Nora Su isn't sick at all. She's pretending on purpose." "Enough, Clara Wen, you're full of lies. Nora Sue's face instantly turned pale. Owen. It hurts so much. Don't blame Sister Clara, it's my fault. Owen Lu carried Nora Sue away without even sparing me a glance. For Aunt Wen's sake, tomorrow's wedding will proceed as planned. Clara Wen. Don't expect me to come pick you up, you're not worthy, get here on your own. He carried Nora Sue away, and that night the entire hospital worked overtime until dawn for Nora Sue. I let out a bitter laugh and took the shattered bracelet with me. At night, I stared at the delivered wedding dress in silence, sitting alone until daybreak. When I boarded the plane holding my mother's ashes, the wedding venue was in complete chaos. Owen Lu started a live broadcast. But I still didn't show up even after the auspicious time had passed. Owen Lu finally ran out of patience. My phone kept buzzing with calls from Owen Lu, and I hung up on each one. Even my mother's phone was called by Owen Lu until it ran out of battery. Before turning off the phone and blocking everyone, Owen Lu sent a message. Clara Wen, you've got some nerve, daring to ignore my calls. Hurry up and get your ass over here for the wedding. With a relieved smile, I deleted the message, snapped the SIM card in half, and blocked everyone, turned and left. Butler Lee hurriedly rushed to the wedding venue in a panic. Something terrible. President Lu. Miss Wen posted on Weibo that Madam Wen has passed away. Miss Wen has taken Madam Wen's ashes to the airport. Miss Wen also revealed Miss Sue wasn't actually sick at all. The plane landed late at night. As soon as I got off the plane, I saw my friend Chen Yu waiting for me. It had been a long time since we last met, and his features had grown even more sharply defined. He took the other luggage from my hands, while I continued to hold my mother's ashes. After getting in the car, he asked after a while, "Are you cold?" I shook my head. No, Chen Yu and I grew up together as childhood friends, but due to family reasons, he went abroad during middle school. We kept in touch all along, and he happened to return to the country during this time. After I told him about the situation, he suggested that I come to see her. In the evening, I returned to Chen Yu's homestay. After a quick wash-up, we each went to rest. Early the next morning, we went together to the cemetery to lay our mother to rest. Throughout, my tears kept falling uncontrollably, while Chen Yu remained silent beside me. Then he got up. Using smoking as an excuse, I sat cross-legged on the ground, placing our mother's favorite flowers in front of the tombstone. I started chattering away with my mother. "Mom, don't worry, Owen Lu and I have separated. I've left him, we won't have any contact in the future either. I chose this place for you, and I think you'll like it. Here, you can face the sea and enjoy the spring blossoms." Before I knew it, it was already dark, and I went home with Chen Yu. After returning home, Chen Yu leisurely told me the news about Owen Lu and Nora Sue. After I left, Owen Lu had gone to the airport to look for me. Not only that, but Owen Lu also found out about Nora Sue deceiving him with a terminal illness. And now the two have gone their separate ways. Owen Lu almost turned the entire city of Beijing upside down looking for me. I smiled faintly. Let him be, I don't care. After leaving Owen Lu, I settled down at Chen Yu's homestay and became a small business owner. Life was quite peaceful until Owen Lu showed up at my door. Chen Yu happened to be away from home, and Owen Lu appeared at the door dressed in black. When he saw me, his expression became agitated, and he quickly called out to stop me. Clara Wen, I've finally found you." I turned to leave without any expression, but Owen Lu grabbed me. "Clara, do you not even have a single thought to share with me now?" I forcefully shook off her hand. "No thoughts, not a single one. Why should I have anything to say to someone who caused my mother's death?" He froze. "I'm sorry, I didn't know it would turn out like this. If I had known Aunt Wen was unwell, I would never have agreed to elope with Nora Sue, Clara. Back then I did it to fulfill her dying wish. I never imagined she was lying to me." I let out a cold laugh. "Owen Lu, what's the use of saying these things now? It serves no purpose other than to make people despise you even more. I don't want to see you, nor do I want to hear you speak. Leave now if you know what's good for you." Owen Lu said hoarsely, "About Aunt Wen's matter. I thought you were lying to me. That's why An inexplicable surge of anger welled up in his heart. I shouted angrily. "Why would I lie to you? What do I gain from lying to you? A month before the wedding, you said you wanted to travel the world with Nora Sue, and didn't I agree to it? I understand wanting to fulfill your wishes before leaving, but my mother is also sick. I just wanted you to agree to get married first, so my mom could pass away peacefully. Clara, did you even listen to me? Owen Lu lowered his head. Aunt Wen has always been in good health, so Clara, it's all my fault. You can hit me or scold me, just don't leave me. Owen Lu, have you forgotten? We've already called off the engagement. Owen Lu shook his head in refusal. I don't agree. I was so angry that I laughed instead. I don't care if you agree or not. Who do you think you are, Owen Lu? In order to fulfill Nora Sue's wish list, have you ever thought about me and my mom? You know very well how my mom treated you. She treated you better than her own daughter, always thinking of you and everything. And what about you? You agreed to marry me on the surface, but secretly planned how to escape the wedding. Owen Lu, you truly disgust me. Owen Lu's eyes were red, his expression filled with sorrow. I really let Aunt Wen down. Can you take me to see Aunt Wen? I sneered. You're not worthy. My mother doesn't want to see you. Don't taint her path of reincarnation. Please leave. Owen Lu still wanted to say something but was stopped by the sudden appearance of Chen Yu. Mr. Lu. Can't you see they don't want to talk to you? Still clinging on here. Is it fun? Chen Yu's expression was icy, her tone sarcastic. Owen Lu immediately became wary. Who are you? I'm speaking to my own fiancé. What's it to do with you? Chen Yu sneered. Clara Wen hasn't been your fiancé for a long time. How dare you say something like that? Owen Lu stood frozen in place, his face dark with fury. Just as tensions between the two reached a boiling point, Owen Lu viciously grabbed Chen Yu's tie. Who do you think you are? What right do you have to interfere in our affairs? Chen Yu sneered. There hasn't been the slightest connection between you two for a long time. Mr. Lu, you'd better leave on your own if you know what's good for you. Otherwise, it won't look good when the police arrive. Owen Lu still didn't move. As Chen Yu shielded me and helped me leave, Owen Lu called out to stop me. Clara, I'm not ready to give up yet. Can you give me one more chance? I stopped in my tracks but didn't turn around. No more chances. From now on, we're strangers. Owen Lu was driven to the shop entrance by Chen Yu, yet he stubbornly refused to leave. Thunder roared across the sky as torrential rain poured down, with a thud. Owen Lu knelt in the rainy night, watching from afar. My heart remained as calm as still water. While clearing the table, Chen Yu suddenly spoke up. Don't mind him, go to bed early. I hummed in response and turned to go upstairs. Early the next morning, when I came downstairs, I found Owen still kneeling in the same spot. He looked terrible, his lips pale, his clothes soaked from the heavy rain. Clara, you're here, I said impatiently. Owen Lu, is this amusing to you? Who are you putting on this kneeling act for now? Tell me, or do you want to show the whole world what a devoted man you are? Is this fun for you? Are you having fun asking me this? Owen Lu had dark circles under his eyes as he forced a bitter smile. That's not what I meant. I just genuinely want you to forgive me. Can you give me another chance? I know I've done many things wrong, but I'm still foolishly hoping for an opportunity to start over. I leaned down to look at him, the teasing in my eyes clearly visible. As long as you can do one thing, I'll forgive you. Owen Lu's eyes instantly lit up, and he couldn't wait to speak. Clara, tell me, just say it. As long as I can do it, I'll definitely do it. I sneered and said, I want you to die. Can you do that? Owen Lu's face instantly drained of color as he struggled to speak. I already knew he couldn't do it. If you can't do it, then forget it. I won't force you. Of course, I could never forgive you in this lifetime. Owen Lu struggled to stand up. Clara, do you really want me to die? A faint smile curled at the corner of my lips. Yes, I really do. Owen Lu lowered his head, his eyes filled with unconcealable sorrow. I understand. After confirming Owen Lu had left, I went to find my mother alone. Just as I was about to tell my mother about recent events, Owen Lu suddenly appeared behind me. I frowned, my tone unfriendly. What are you doing here? Get out of here. My mom doesn't want to see you. Owen Lu stood there dumbfounded, his eyes instantly turning red as large tears rolled down. His lips trembled, and after hesitating for a long time, he finally managed to say, I'm sorry. Then he heavily knelt on the ground, desperately slapping his own face. I'm not human. I'm unworthy of all the care you've given me over the years. Owen Lu sobbed quietly. while I stood before him, my tone icy. Enough. My mom doesn't want to see you. Do you think crying here makes any sense? Everyone's gone. Who are you crying for? Can you please stop disturbing my mom? Let Clara stay here quietly. Owen Lu wiped away his tears. I just wanted to apologize to your mother. I have no other intentions. I took a deep breath to steady myself and said, now that you've apologized, please leave immediately. Owen Lu nodded silently and left. When I returned, he had already left, but I saw Nora Sue at the guesthouse entrance. She stepped forward and grabbed my hand. Sister Clara, do you know where Owen Lu is? I haven't seen her for days, and I miss her so much. Has he come to see you? I glared at her coldly. The one who caused my mother's death. Get out. I don't want to see you again. Nora Sue cried bitterly. Sister Clara, I know you hate me. I sneered and cut her off. Stop pretending, aren't you tired? Nora Sue. I won't let what happened to my mom slide. I'll sue you. Nora Sue dropped her fragile, helpless act. Clara, when I didn't mean to kill your mom, who knew she was sick, it's just her bad luck. What does it have to do with me? Stop making false accusations, she continued smugly. Even if you sue me in court, I'm not afraid. A surge of inexplicable anger welled up inside, and a sharp slap landed on her. You dare hit me? Nora Sue covered her face, and Owen Lu grabbed her wrist. What are you doing here? Haven't you embarrassed yourself enough? Didn't I tell you to stay at home? Why did you come out? Nora Sue stammered for a long time before finally uttering a sentence. I was worried about you. So I came out to find you. A flicker of disgust flashed in Owen Lu's eyes. Fine, you've seen me now, you can go back. As Nora Sue hesitated, I sharply rebuked. Get out, all of you, get out. Seeing the two of you makes me sick. Owen Lu was about to say something more, but I slapped him across the face without hesitation. Owen Lu, I'll say this one last time, there's not even the slightest possibility between us. All I feel when I see you now is disgust and revulsion. I don't have any feelings for you now, I just want you to stay far away from me. Please don't disturb me anymore in the future. We will only be strangers. The light in Owen Lu's eyes gradually dimmed, leaving only sadness. I understand. Can I ask you one last question? He spoke softly. I nodded, my tone impatient. Go on. Did you ever love me? I closed my eyes, sighed, and replied, I loved you, but I don't love you now. All right, I understand. I won't disturb you anymore. Wishing you happiness. Owen Lu left, followed closely by Nora Sue. Before I could consult a lawyer to sue Nora Sue, something happened to her. She suddenly went mad and jumped from the 20th floor. The police investigation later revealed a connection to Owen Lu, who promptly admitted it. Hearing this news, my heart remained as calm as still water. Chen Yu was bustling about in the first-floor dining room. I was right beside her, arranging plates and serving dishes. Life will always get better with time. From Owen Lu's perspective, on the eve of my engagement to Clara, when Nora Sue suddenly returned to the country in tears, telling me she missed me, she was diagnosed with a terminal illness and asked if I could pick her up. The day she returned home was for her engagement. Just as I was about to refuse, she began to sob quietly. My heart softened. Clara was such a sweet girl to talk to. So I decided to pick up Nora Sue before the engagement ceremony, but unexpectedly, I ended up having an intimate encounter with Nora Sue in the car, and in the heat of the moment, I missed the wedding. At this moment, I had no idea that my intimate photos with Nora Sue had already been leaked to Aunt Wen by the paparazzi. I called Clara Wen to discuss postponing the wedding, thinking she would agree, but instead, she proposed to break off the engagement. Startled, I naturally assumed Clara Wen was throwing a tantrum. I told her that even if I married her, I would still have my own private life, which had nothing to do with her. Clara Wen's voice was hoarse, as if she had been crying, as she asked me whether I was really busy with work or going to pick up Nora Sue. I didn't dare tell the truth, only hoping her anger would subside. Nora Sue happened to be planning a trip abroad, and I agreed to leave with her. To my great surprise, Clara Wen didn't call me even once. Even Aunt Wen, who has always cared for and loved me, didn't contact me. Memories came flooding back, wave after wave of guilt rising in my heart. I took the initiative to message Aunt Wen, but she still didn't reply. I remembered it was her birthday today and thought maybe she was too busy to respond. That evening, I arrived at Aunt Wen's house carrying a cake and fresh flowers. I saw Clara Wen sitting on the sofa with tear stains streaking her face, the house eerily quiet. After looking around, I couldn't find any sign of Aunt Wen, and suddenly remembered her mentioning a trip she had planned. Frowning, I asked Clara Wen where Aunt Wen had gone. She just silently shed tears, feeling an inexplicable tension in her heart. I gently comforted and apologized, admitting it was all my fault. Clara Wen remained expressionless, her tone icy to the extreme. My heart skipped a beat. The usually gentle Clara Wen seemed like a different person today. I also found it strange in my heart, thinking it was just because she was unhappy about me running away from the wedding, without giving it much further thought. During the argument, I called Aunt Wen, but no one answered. Anger surged within me, and I ended up blaming Clara Wen. Just as I was feeling guilty, Nora Sue called, instantly. I found an excuse to escape, not giving her a single chance to respond. After closing the door and leaving, I made a bet with Nora Sue, who then called Clara Wen in one go. After a few teasing remarks, Nora Sue hung up the phone. Nora Sue pestered me, preventing me from going back, and I half-heartedly resisted, unwilling to return. Finally, I slept at Nora Sue's place. When I woke up, I thought I'd see a message from Clara Wen as soon as I opened my eyes. Unfortunately, there was nothing. Clara Wen unusually didn't send me any messages, not even a single phone call. A wave of complete loss washed over me, suppressing the strange feeling in my heart. I decided to give her a call. Nora Sue beside me hugged me and whispered coquettishly, "Owen, you promised to go house hunting with me today. You're not allowed to do anything else or see other women. You're mine." The other woman Nora Sue was referring to was Clara Wen. When I took Nora Sue to the real estate agency in the afternoon, we happened to run into Clara Wen. She seemed to have aged significantly overnight. I was just about to approach and ask. I heard the agent ask her if she wanted to sell the house, and I was startled. When I found out she was selling Aunt Wen's house, I grew even more nervous. Clara Wen nodded calmly as if it were nothing. I spoke up and retorted, "You're selling Aunt Wen's house, are you out of your mind?" When Clara Wen raised her head and our eyes met, her gaze was icy to the extreme. I confronted her emotionally, but her expression remained indifferent. In an instant, I realized she was still upset because I had fled the wedding. Softening my voice, I decided to talk things out with her properly. She still plans to sell the house. Seeing this, I felt it was inappropriate to say anything more. I planned to have a good talk with Clara Wen after sending Nora Sue home. Later, Nora Sue suddenly had a stomachache, and I took her to the hospital, but I forgot to explain clearly to Clara Wen. Until I came home and saw Clara Wen standing silently in front of the fire, burning something. When I took a closer look, I realized it was the embroidered wedding dress Aunt Wen had personally sewn for Clara Wen. She usually treated it like a treasure, never daring to even touch it. On the day Aunt Wen finished embroidering it, she ran to me holding the dress, ran right up to me. She joyfully told me she would definitely marry me wearing the Xiuhua dress. My body reacted faster than my mind. I reached into the burning brazier despite the flames. Even as my fingers were scorched, I couldn't process the pain. The fire was too intense. I could only watch helplessly as the flames devoured the Xiuhua dress, finally turned into black ashes. Clara Wen beside me looked indifferent, as if the things burning in the fire had nothing to do with her. I forced a faint smile at the corner of my mouth. There was still some time before the wedding. I suggested there was still time, and we could definitely prepare another set of Xiuhua attire for her. Clara didn't object, and I felt guilty towards her. Just as I was about to comfort her, Nora Sue called me away again. I promised her I would definitely come back, and she agreed with a soft millimeter. Unfortunately, I ended up breaking my promise again. Nora Sue tried every possible way to make me stay, and I agreed. At the auction, I ignored Clara's objections and gave Aunt Wen's bracelet to Nora Sue. I thought of her as a patient, so I wanted to fulfill her wishes as much as possible. Clara softened her voice to plead with me, but I still didn't agree. But Nora accidentally dropped and broke the bracelet, and my heart skipped a beat. Clara froze. While Nora tearfully claimed it wasn't intentional, I believed her. As I was thinking of how to compensate Clara, she suddenly hit Nora. I couldn't hold back and retaliated. Clara had changed, becoming someone I no longer recognized. I warned her that I wouldn't pick her up tomorrow. It was also to teach her a lesson. Clara insisted that Nora was faking it, but I didn't believe it. I just thought she was framing Nora. Nora isn't in good health, and she said her stomach hurt, so I carried her away, no matter what Clara thought. On the eve of the wedding, I had someone send the wedding dress to Clara when in advance. There were no messages on the phone, and she didn't show up even as the wedding began. I couldn't wait any longer. So I called her. She didn't answer until all the guests grew impatient. I called Aunt Wen again, but she didn't pick up either. At that moment, I truly panicked, feeling an inexplicable tension in my heart. I realized she might genuinely not want to marry me. 7 days ago, when she mentioned calling off the engagement, it wasn't a joke or out of anger. She meant it sincerely. I planned to go find Clara when, just as Butler Lee came running over in a panic, he blurted out urgently, "It's bad, Mr. Lu. Miss Wen has left with her mother's ashes." I froze in place as if struck by lightning, my pupils dilating in shock. "What ashes are you talking about?" Butler Lee wiped away his tears. "Miss Wen's mother passed away 7 days ago. Today is her 7th-day memorial. Miss Wen left early this morning. The wedding dress you asked us to deliver is lying untouched on the sofa." I grabbed Butler Lee and couldn't help but demand, "It's impossible. How could Aunt Wen leave just like that?" Even if Aunt Wen really left, Clara Wen knows about my relationship with her. She wouldn't have kept it from me. I shook my head in disbelief. "No, this can't be happening." Butler Lee choked up as he explained that Aunt Wen had always been in poor health. But she never mentioned it to avoid worrying me. On the day of the engagement, I ran away, and Aunt Wen was so overwhelmed with anger that she passed away. Regret, guilt, and a flood of other emotions crashed over me like a tidal wave. My heart ached as I rushed to the airport to see Clara Wen one last time. Still, I didn't get to see her. In the end, I turned the entire city of Beijing upside down but couldn't find her. The last time I saw her was in autumn, when I couldn't wait to talk to her. She coldly rejected my approach, and I apologized to her. She refused, and I didn't know what to do. Only then did I realize that everything was Nora Sue's doing. But it was indeed me who caused the death of Aunt Wen, who had been so kind to me. I knelt down, begging for Clara Wen's forgiveness. As long as she forgave me, I was willing to do anything. Her gaze at me was icy and full of disgust, devoid of any trace of emotion. I told her I wanted to see Aunt Wen, but she refused. I wanted to kneel before her tombstone and beg for her forgiveness. I could only secretly follow her there, and when I finally saw Aunt Wen's tombstone, my heart was wrenched with pain. During my most sensitive and fragile adolescent years, the guardian angel who protected me had truly fallen at that moment. It was by my own hands that I broke her wings and hastened her death. I am the true culprit, and I willingly accept the punishment. Clara Wen forcefully drove me away. Saying I would taint Aunt Wen's path to reincarnation, I begged her desperately, but she refused to even glance at me again. "I just want us to have no possibility in this lifetime." Before leaving the island, I asked her one last question. "Did you ever love me?" She said she did, but I know she doesn't anymore. After getting the answer, I left the island with a broken heart and returned home. The last thing I could do was to make Nora Sue pay for what she had done. After completing all this, I awaited the judgment that belonged to me. The next time I heard from Clara Wen was about her wedding to Chen Yu. I lie in the hospital bed, wishing her happiness. "Clara Wen, may you be free from worries, year after year without me."